Well, we all want to look hot, right? That's the goal.
Of course.
But achieving it in hot weather, well, it requires to keep your cool, at least to the extent possible.
Yeah, because it's hot outside. It was melting yesterday.
Yeah.
But your skincare requires rethinking, and your makeup routine needs adjustment to avoid meltdown, both figuratively and literally. I'm experiencing both. But help is on the way because Local 4 lifestyle editor John Jordan is here to help us beat the heat with some cool aids. John.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Because one should always be camera ready 24/7, 365, right?
That's what John says.
I mean, that's a lot of pressure, John, but okay.
What's your point?
You can't walk out of the house looking crazy. You want to look a little bit put together. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. However, I will say the style is that like dewy skin look these days.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in upcoming segments too.
Ooh.
For that.
All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah, I've broken this down into like 4 or 5 key concepts in terms of how you can actually beat the heat and not sacrifice the visage.
The face, the hair, everything.
All right, so the first thing is you have to rethink it, okay? Because what works 9 months out of the year does not necessarily work at the height of summer.
That's very true. That's
Okay.
very true, especially like thick moisturizers and that sort of thing. So what do you suggest for us?
Okay, let's start with the first, with my first piece of advice that could be misinterpreted. I'm all about being a label snob.
Okay.
That sounds expensive.
It's not.
I'm just saying.
It's not it could be.
Yeah.
But the way that I want people to think of it is read labels, okay? Because if you think about moisturizer, for instance, moisturizer, cream, lotion, in the summertime, look for serum, look for gel, look for oil-free. Look for things on labels that actually suggest that they are a lighter feel.
Okay, so we're not looking at brand names. We're just looking for the ingredients that are in it.
And you can spend big bucks, but you can also spend $1.25 because you're not like to go to dollar stores.
So I'm going to be at Ulta for another hour now, just look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Natural ingredients also, watermelon, cucumber, aloe. Those are things to look for too because the formula will be not only on the natural side, there could be other things in it, but they do have a cooling effect.
Yeah,
Time out. Why do we have foot
Cucumber.
spray?
Yeah.
What are we doing with foot spray?
With foot spray?
Yeah.
Tea tree oil, and this is why I want you to think about being creative. Just because this says foot spray.
Okay, let's hold that still so Camille can get a shot of that.
Okay. Doesn't mean that you can't spritz your entire body with it.
Okay.
I love this.
Okay.
And have a refreshing experience. You know, you want to avoid sensitive areas.
Yes. But like non-porous, non-vascular, so your skin is not just absorbing all of it.
Right.
Just
Just
smells
because
like
it says it's for your feet, you can massage it into your scalp.
Okay, just to cool down.
Be creative and cautious while you're being creative.
And have a good time. So what is the next piece of advice that you have? Because you say that we should become a metalhead. Let me smell you.
It's like minty, like icy hot kind of
You
smell.
know that this is like a big thing in cosmetics now. Metal applicators. And
that looks nice.
Well, this has a little bit of tint. This is actually good for guys too.
Yeah.
But it instantly cools down your lips or your face or whatever the metal applicator
It's a good shade
is
on
touching.
you. I like that.
Especially like I see it on a lot of. Oops. So I see it a lot for like under eye cream and that sort of thing.
Exactly. Depuffer, you know. There is really basic common sense. Metal's cool.
And then what? You have a little demonstration for us. What is this?
So
are we painting?
Yeah. So you can get tinted. I think about all
This
in
is the
one.
good stuff.
Okay. This is the good stuff. It's almost $80, but you know, if you have it, go ahead and get it.
Sure.
It's a tinted moisturizer. It's coverage, it's sunscreen, it's moisturizer, it's tint, it's glow. It's like everything in
It is
one, and in
everything.
hot weather.
So even though it's almost $80, you're not buying 4 products that are like $20 each.
And that's one way to look at it. You could also get inexpensive sunscreen like this, and you could mix concealer with it.
You
I'm gonna hold
get
it
to
so they
become an
can't-
artist.
And then you can put a little bit of glow into it.
Some shimmer.
Because if it's opaque white like this, you have to overcompensate.
For
so
sure.
you might want to use deep brown to give it a more depth. Or you can tone it also, like this plum color. That will get rid of like yellowy, orangey
Yes.
if it's too warm.
And you could test it on your arm too
Sure.
to like see if it's a good match.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as your skin tone changes over the course of the summer, you can adjust it.
No, that's great.
That's
and that's
great.
important because we're like getting darker every day of the week, it feels like. But listen, let's get to this because I don't want to miss this. You say that you suggest that we subtract. What do you mean by that?
Subtract
Last point.
means look at what you're really using and condense your effort. Again, something like this that you can make out of what you already have
Yeah,
in your
you
bathroom.
really could.
Why not do, one product that multitasks everything or most things?
Yeah.
Great.
Because it's always going to feel lighter on your face. It's quicker, too.
And that's a great way, like if you bought a concealer or a cover up that's too dark and then you kind of mix it with the lighter sunscreen, then you don't have to throw it out.
That's true. That's so true.
Exactly. You can just adjust this however
Let's
you
see
want.
the color on me.
Well,
I don't know,
this might
Kimmy.
be a
Let's
little
just-
bit ashy on you, but that's
blend it in. Kim is like,
No,
blend it
well,
in. Oh, it's nice though.
You know,
It's
you
very
can
like
even do. You
soothing.
can, you can take
Yeah.
yellow eyeshadow and
Okay.
Actually,
scrape.
it's not that bad. See?
Scrape off the yellow powder, and it will warm up any tone. We'll do that
Let's do
after
that
the
during
show.
commercial break, John. Thank you so much.
This is so great.
Good.
We're gonna
It
beat
really
the heat and have some fun being an artist while we're at it.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Color theory.